Lightweight, powerful, supporting UHD and boasting triple laser optics. Is this the best value 4K projector money can buy? I've tested everything about it, so let's inspect. Hi, very good to meet you. I'm the TechMishka, and this here is a very interesting projector, and I'll tell you why. It's a 4K device, one of the very few in the sub $1,000 range, small form factor, and a unique triple laser light engine. Plus, it has major upgrades of the software side compared to the previous generation, so I'm here to see how it stacks up against the competition and whether JMGO's promises hold up in real life. And if there's anything that you're curious about and I didn't cover in this review, make sure to hit the comments below. Let's talk picture quality first, and right out of the gate, based on JMGO's claims, this thing should be class-leading. It uses the patented NUM12T RGB triple laser system, which is the first to fuse multiple laser sources into one compact optical module. This allows for higher optical efficiency, lower heat, and reduced cost. In my testing, image quality is superb, tack sharp clarity, rich and natural saturation with great texture and detail separation. Everything looks premium except the gamma out of the box. I personally feel it leans a bit too much into the magentas, reducing the reds by around 10 to 15 points, and bumping the greens up a little bit got me much closer to accurate representation, or at least what I consider to be the most enjoyable tuning. What really struck me was the performance to price ratio. We're looking at 4K sharpness at a price point where most competitors still offer 1080p. Yes, it is not the brightest projector out there, but those 1100 ISO lumens do hold their own. With brightness set to level 10, I measured a very uniform light distribution that's remarkably close to what JMGO officially claims. And kudos here, the default sharpening isn't cranked to extreme, the picture feels natural, and paired with a well-tuned MEMC system, motion handling is smooth without the soap opera effect. Now let's go hands-on. Unboxing is clean and minimal. This compact box aligns with the industry trend I personally love, perfect for moving in between houses without being worried. Also, the N1S itself is way smaller than what you'd expect. Roughly half the size of other 4K models with similar specs. There is no lens cap, but the glass is recessed just enough to stay protected. I/O includes useful ports in the back, and of course that signature JMGO gimbal stand. Honestly, one of the smartest design moves I've seen in projectors. Makes angle adjustment a breeze. Apart from that, premium matte materials, no glossy dust magnets, and weight kept impressively low. Feels like a compact flagship. So what's inside this little beast? 4K resolution, up to 200-inch projection from just 3.8 meters away, 1100 ISO lumens maximum brightness, RGB triple laser illumination, HDR10 support, Dolby Atmos pass-through, quad-core CPU, 2 GB of RAM, 32 GB of storage, Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth on board, and yes, the operating system is Google TV. That's a seriously complete package. In my opinion, the N1S is not just a small upgrade, it is a smart, polished evolution of the original N1 line, including the Prime and the Ultra models. They've bumped the brightness a little bit, added Wi-Fi 6 support, most importantly, finally we have a fix of the major gaps, full Netflix certification, which means no more workarounds or casting issues. You've got a true standalone streaming machine. Also improved thermals, improved gimbal stability, and I think this newer revamped variation of the OS, namely Google TV, is the right choice. But you know that specs on paper are one thing, so let's leave that sheet aside and jump to the real world testing, because this is where it either shines or falls short. Autofocus and keystone correction? Well, responsiveness here is excellent. But more interestingly, they've added a screen memory function. It can remember your screen settings, so if you move it between rooms or viewing spots, it can restore to your preferred setup really quickly. Brilliant! Now, about latency, JMGO claims 17 milliseconds input lag under ideal conditions. In default mode via HDMI, I measured closer to 150, but switching to low latency mode indeed makes this down to around 35 to 40 milliseconds. That's good enough for casual gaming, racing sims and console experiences, a bit on the edge for competitive shooters. I agree, the sound is good. This projector supports Dolby Audio and DTS HD with dual 10-watt speakers and bass reaching down to 55 Hz. Yeah, 55 Hz in a projector this size. You're gonna get the best sound if it's placed lower on the floor, given how audio reflections works in most rooms, and honestly, the sound quality is excellent, one of the best I've heard in this class. As for fan noise, nice and quiet, no complaints. About connectivity, there's an HDMI port, a USB port, Wi-Fi 6 support, Bluetooth 5.1, all of these are great. A Type-C port would have been nice, but not a deal breaker in a home projector. The remote is responsive, comes with dedicated streaming buttons and voice commands, no dedicated autofocus button or backlight support though, which would have made it almost perfect. On the software side, Google TV is at its core, and you know how strict Google is, so don't expect much custom skinning. But JMGO did manage to add a powerful picture control panel. There is of course Chromecast inbuilt, and a very thorough tutorial about how you can stream depending on your smartphone vendor, whether iOS or Android based. The only pre-installed apps seem to be their video player and a streaming helper, and both can be uninstalled. As for high-intensive tasks, such as gaming, let's be real, the built-in CPU and RAM aren't meant for that. But plug in a console or a PC via HDMI and the story changes. There's HDR support for PS5 and most casual or sim-style gaming feel great. Minor latency exists, but nothing game-breaking unless you're into esports level shooters. Alright, plenty of positives, but let's talk about the downsides. No backlights on the remotes, some laser spackle visible, especially on non-ALR screens, and while JMGO is pushing firmware updates, the download speeds of these could be annoyingly slow. Nothing tragic, but noticeable. Oh, and unfortunately, the autofocus and the keystone are not directly accessible from the picture panel itself, so they technically are around 4 taps away. The long story short, this one is the real deal. Comes with low power consumption, just over 30 watts at the lowest brightness setting and around 65 during the peak moments. I think JMGO should really consider a PD USB-C powered edition because I believe this thing could possibly run off a good PD-capable power bank. For its size, price, features and image quality, it is hands down my favorite compact 4K projector right now. And remember that 1100 ISO lumens go a long way in real-world environments, and the jump to 3000 or 4000 isn't as meaningful as it might sound in theory. So if you're looking for a smart, space-conscious, Netflix-certified 4K laser projector without dropping a small fortune, this is among the strongest recommendations. So if you're up to getting one because you're convinced this is the right projector for you, then check the links in the description below the video for the current deals. And remember, I'm here to show you real-life tech performance, not to push products on you. Subscribe if you want more tech inspections like this one, and come back for more in a few days' time. I'm the TechMishka and wish you a fantastic day. Bye.